white privilege, but he's still talking, Mr. Rick, former CNN host. I mean, who gets a second chance to go on a primetime show on CNN? Chris Cuomo show to explain what you meant or try to retract what you said before and double down on your comments towards Native Americans, but he really didn't. He stuck to his guns, and, you know, the interview with Chris Cuomo didn't even help. Let's talk about it. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, please click that subscribe and click that bell button so you'll be the first to know, baby. When I upload, please click the bell, subscribe. Patreon.com/JOA. Support your boy. Instagram, JOA Media, JOA _ media. Twitter page on my Twitter is dry as, okay? Dry. Y'all remember this man, and I didn't cover this story, but he's talking, he blaming it on cancel culture and the liberal left. If y'all need a little synopsis of what the man said, watch this clip.
If you think about this country, I don't know of any other country in the world that was settled predominantly by people who were coming to practice their faith. They came here because they were not allowed to practice their particular faith in their own country, and so they came here mostly from Europe. And they set up a country that was based on Judeo-Christian principles. When I say Judeo-Christian, the Mosaic Laws, 10 Commandments, and the teachings of Jesus Christ, the morals and teachings of Jesus Christ. That's what our founding documents are based upon. It's in our DNA. You know, if you think of other countries like Italy and Greece and China and Turkey and places like that, they've all sort of changed over time. I mean, they've been there for millennia in many cases, and their culture has sort of evolved over time. But not us. We came here and created a blank slate. We birthed a nation from nothing. I mean, there was nothing here. I mean, yes, we have Native Americans, but candidly, that there isn't much Native American culture in American culture. It was born of the people who came here pursuing religious liberty to practice their faith, to live as they ought to live, and have the freedom to do so. Religious liberty. Those are the two bulwarks of America, faith and freedom. I mean, you hear it all the time now, faith and freedom, faith and freedom. But it is what makes America unique in the world.
Then he had the audacity to go on this right-wing show, so I want you guys to watch this clip as well, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my opinion.
How surprised were you that CNN decided to do this, to let you go over this?
You know, a little bit surprised. I mean, I will be honest. I mean, since Biden became president in January, I have been on the air twice. Yeah. You know, they had me on the air a lot when Trump was president, and to comment from a Republican perspective, a conservative perspective on the president, and I did that. But I think once Trump was no longer the story, they weren't really. I don't think they were particularly interested in hearing from Republicans talk about President Biden. So I think that was part of it. And you know, the idea that I said controversial things about Native Americans, I did not say controversial things about Native Americans. That's People right. took what I said out of context and made them into a controversy. And you know, the reality is I simply, you know, talked about the founding of our country. And while Native Americans were here, I said they did not participate in the founding of our country. Basically what I said. And that's pretty much true. And so now my language may not have been as you know, plain as this. I gave them probably a little bit more dramatic, but the bottom line is the message was not controversial. The people who wanted to cancel me made it controversial.
Right. And so here we are in America today. You can't even say something like that without people going off the deep end.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, there's well, first off, there was a whole group of people who were aligned for the last 4.5 years to get me off CNN. I mean, every time I was on CNN, you know, Twitter would light up, Facebook would light off with calls to get rid of me, no matter what I said on the air. There is an effort on, and you see this, you call it cancel culture, and it's correct, where people on the left do not want to hear from different points of view. They want to silence any any alternative viewpoints, any criticism of what they believe in, any promotion of an alternative point of view.
So Native American history is one history I think that schools also don't teach well. I mean, along with African Americans, the whole notion of what African American people were doing before slavery. And so, you know, they went through what a lot of African Americans went through. I mean, let's just talk about it. They looked different. They spoke different. They believed in different things. I mean, their land was stolen from them by Europeans, you know, and they were slaughtered. They were kidnapped. They were raped. You know, there are stories of different people out there that were basically ostracized from their family and captured and abducted by these settlers. And the problem with this man is he wants to continue to route his white nationalist rhetoric. He doesn't want to change. He had a second chance to go on Cuomo Tonight. You know, he made those comments. It went viral on Twitter, on social media. You know, Chris Cuomo, you know, however I may feel about him, you know, he's all about, you know, asking people to come on the show to kind of retract their statement or maybe, you know, solidify what they said in a different way. And this guy really didn't do a good job. And then Don Lemon ended up going on Chris Cuomo's show and just being all Karen-like, and I can't believe you said that, whatever. But, you know, I'm here for the Native American people. They were here first. Let's just call a spade a spade. They were here first. And, you know, it's a continuous trend here to treat people differently with a darker skin, with a different belief system, with different hair color, with different textures, with different educational beliefs, with teachings, with culture. It's with religion. It's different. And it's still like that till this day. And these white nationalists, they still want to take over. They want to have the same perceived mind of, OK, we can hire people of color. We can hire African Americans, but we still want to be to the top. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of Native Americans, you know, they're about, what, 2.83 million people, Native American people here in the United States of America, according to a 2018 census. And a lot of them, you know, are in California. You know, some of them are mixed Native American. Some of them are Cherokee. Some of them are delved into, you know, other nationalities, you know, so, but I know I have a lot of Californian followers. So if y'all can tell me, are there a lot of full Native Americans in your area? I did read there's about 30%, and California is one of the states that was included. And so, you know, he had a chance to retract his comments to save his job. And yet he did not do it at all. Instead, he said on this stupid show that he was on, saying that, well, they really didn't need him, you know, after the Trump era was over. And, you know, that makes sense. That's understandable. I believe that. But, dude, you can't use your juxtaposition on where you are now versus where you were 4 years ago with Trump, your job duties on CNN, and blame Native Americans or say what you want to say about Native Americans. Nah, dog, it was here. They had this land. Europeans took it. I'm Palestinian, baby. I'm from that product of that, of what happened to of Native Americans. So I understand, and I feel for them. And I wish they're celebrated more here in the United States of America. And so what I want y'all to do, let me know in the comments below. This whole situation is crazy. Patreon.com/JOA. Please do subscribe and click that bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Deuces. Yay!